Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. We have a fantastic show for you today, so let's get started. First up, the winner of our Remarkable Woman of Northeast Indiana contest joins me in studio. Dr. Sherri Franklin of Fort Wayne was crowned this title and received a whirlwind of experiences, including a trip to Los Angeles, a televised award ceremony, and attending the Jennifer Hudson Show. So I'll chat with her about her experience and get to know the woman behind this honor. And later, we are continuing our mental health series with Viking Psychiatry. Today, we are learning about a treatment called Spravato. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This year, WANE 15 awarded our Remarkable Woman of the Year to Dr. Sherri Franklin. This woman has exceeded so much in her career and personal life, and I'm so thrilled to chat with her to learn more about this remarkable woman. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning, Jessica.
How are you doing?
I'm great.
Good. Well, I'm so thrilled to have you here because this award is so meaningful to our community, to this station, and you are the Remarkable Woman of Northeast Indiana. Yay!
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So let's start off by getting a little background and history about you. You are a family physician, and I know that you have been in this career for quite a while serving. And let's just talk about, how did you become a doctor?
Well, if we go way back, in the third grade, I did a science fair experiment on the kidney. And my dad, who's also a family physician, brought me home a model of the kidneys. And I talked to him every night, learning all about the kidneys, how they filter and clean the blood. By the time I did that science fair, the judge said, you know everything, and that was it. I won, and that was my interest in science right there.
Wow.
So you can never start too young.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so with your father being a physician too, you followed in his footsteps. And this is something that's so nice to have a multi-generational career path.
True.
And you took it up a notch by really not only being a physician, but also being an incredible mother of 6. Which is incredible.
Sounds like a lot when you say it.
Right. So how is it being a mother and also balancing your career?
I think that's what makes me a better physician, is that I am a mom, because I sort of coddled my patients like they are my children.
Yes.
One of the things I say I'm a CEO, not a chief executive officer, but I'm constantly encouraging others. That's what I do with my children. That's what I do with my patients. I like being that cheerleader. So that's something that I've always loved.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible. And so on top of your career and being a mom, you also are involved in so many things in the community. Most recently, you served as the executive chair for the Go Red for Women for the American Heart Association.
Yes.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That is
Thank
great.
you.
Yes, and that event was just incredible. How was leading that and just kind of seeing your hard work culminate to that amazing day?
Well, first of all, let me thank you and Alyssa for always shedding light on women's heart disease and coming to MCR event.
Yes.
That event is near and dear to my heart because I've seen so many women that may get turned away, saying that they have indigestion, saying that they have anxiety. And it's really their heart. So I like to get that information into as many people's minds as possible. Always think this could be cardiovascular, and maybe I should check this out, investigate this further. So that event is very special. I will continue to work with them even after my chair year.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, we have to roll into the remarkable side of this conversation because the process is quite a vigorous one, to be not only nominated, but then to win out of all the women. We had a lot of applicants submit to our station for this award. And first, how did it feel when you learned that you were actually nominated?
I was so excited. I got a call. It was a personal phone call. And I said, I was nominated for what? My husband did what? So that was shocking. And then he said, yeah, you're one of the finalists. And I just want you to know. And I was beyond excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the moment that you learned about it and were crowned and your family was there and your husband gave you that sash, that moment, looking at the footage, you look so shocked, genuinely excited, like, what? This is happening? What were you thinking in that moment?
Clearly the best thing that's ever happened in my life, outside of children and all of that. But it was just so exciting to have that special time and to learn that I was going to be joining these other 112 women in Los Angeles. And I can't even tell you the time we had.
Right, yes. So that's the cool thing about it. You were selected for Northeast Indiana.
Right.
And you met up with everyone else that was selected around the country.
Right.
To meet for this big event. Y'all had quite a weekend. And then the ceremony, the actual award show that was televised.
Right.
On all of Nexstar stations that awarded the Remarkable Woman of the Year. So tell me about that process of being able to fly out, and what did you all do?
So this was I think this was my only trip without kids or a husband. So this was very special.
Yes.
Just for me.
Yeah.
And when we got there, as soon as we landed, I had a Fort Wayne connection. My driver is Ty Causey's cousin. He's a famous singer here in Fort Wayne. And then we get to the hotel. They're there to greet us. It's so exciting. All the Remarkable Women signs, a bunch of pink and purple. And then we go right up. We do like a press conference. We talk about our hometown and our market. And then we went to our rooms, which the room was beautiful. And then that night, a poolside party where women danced like I've never seen women dance.
They were free.
They were free. They were free. And it was, one woman had just had a baby that was 3 months old. She danced her heart out. So it was very, very rewarding and special. I will cherish this. Perry Sook, Buzz Levin, Nexstar Media, I thank you.
Oh, that is wonderful to hear. I love that y'all just let your hair down and had an amazing time. And right here we see this beautiful plaque that you received and your own little star of fame.
Can you believe that?
Right.
I mean, that's like the cherry on top, because after they did all these special things, which were all surprises, you know, as a mom, as a physician, I don't usually get surprised. This was a whole 3 days of surprises. We didn't know what was going to happen from minute to minute. So we had been to J HUD Studios. We had gone and toured Warner Brothers. We found out we were going to be on a live show of J HUD. And then at the award ceremony, they gave us our stars. And it's so special.
That is
so
special. And you spoke of J HUD. So the Jennifer Hudson show that airs or records out of Los Angeles, you all were all in the audience,
all
right?
of us. We made up the audience. And then the top 5 finalists got to be interviewed by Jennifer Hudson. It was super special.
That is. What a journey, what an experience. Well, we thank you for being remarkable and for being the representation of Northeast Indiana.
Thank you.
We are so thrilled that you got to experience that and you hold this crown for the rest of the year.
Thank you, Jessica.
Yes. Well, keep doing what you're doing and we're just rooting you on.
I appreciate you.
Absolutely. And if you'd like more information about the Remarkable Woman competition that happens annually for WANE 15, we'll have more information on our website. And I'll see you after the break.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
Do you want to know the best places to go to eat and drink around Northeast Indiana? Well, join me, Jessica Williams, for Living Local 15, weekdays at 9 a.m. as I take you inside of the best restaurants, new and old, explore their menu, and of course, mix up some cocktails. Where will I go next? Well, you'll have to watch and see, but I want to know, where do you recommend I go?
Keep up with Jessica Williams on Living Local 15, weekdays at 9.
This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry. I am at Viking Psychiatry, which offers a dynamic approach and innovation to interventional psychiatry. And today I'm going to learn all about their approach to treating suicide and depression. Let's do it. And I am joined by Sean Goddard, who is the owner here at Viking Psychiatry. Hello again.
So good to see you again.
You too. Okay, so we are learning so much by talking with you about your practice, but really about this mental health issue that people are dealing with and solutions that you are providing here to our community, which is so great. And so, of course, we've been getting to know you over the last couple of weeks, but in case this is someone's first time seeing it, what is Viking Psychiatry?
Viking Psychiatry is what we call an interventional psychiatry practice, which is just a fancy way of saying we want to offer tools and treatments that people can't get elsewhere that make a significant impact, right? We don't offer just another pill here. And we offer a warm environment for people to come in and get some care and feel comfortable while they're doing it.
Right, yeah. And I know last week we talked about deep TMS and that treatment, and today we're going to talk about Spravato. And so tell me, what is Spravato?
So Spravato is what's generic name is esketamine. It's intranasal esketamine. And it's a treatment that has been created from ketamine, which is a drug that we often see used in anesthesia. And it's been around for a long time, ketamine, and they realized that it can have an effect on mental health. And so it's approved to treat treatment-resistant depression and acute suicidality.
Wow, that's really intense. It's really good because I know that those types of disorders are intense and they need quick help. And I know that you're aiming to be such a quick turnaround for patients that come here. So talk to me about that and how you want to be a quick solution.
Yeah, absolutely. When it comes to medications, most of them, when we start a client on a new medication, you know, we tell them 8 to 12 weeks to begin to see a difference. And that's to begin to see a difference, right? And there's not a high success rate with those oral medications. And so when somebody has failed 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus medications, and you come here for treatment, you want to feel better quick, right? And typically that's not seen in mental health. But with Spravato, we can see differences in as soon as the first treatment. We see significant impact on depression, on suicidality, and I mean, this spray is so amazing that within 4 hours of your initial treatment, you have what are called brand new dendrites being formed in your brain, and so you have new communication occurring, and communication is vital when it comes to feeling better.
Yeah, that's so cool. And really, I know that this facility offers a lot of accessibility for this treatment. You have how many rooms? How many treatment rooms?
Yeah, so right now we have the capability to treat up to 14 people at a time. And we do 3 treatments a day, 3 rounds of treatment on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And our goal was, when we first started, we only had 4 chairs, right? And what we didn't want is a waiting list and people having to wait for treatment. So we've gone extra steps to try to make sure that we can add as many chairs as possible, so when somebody needs help, they can get it. Our goal is if somebody's acutely suicidal, we see them within 48 business hours, and with treatment-resistant depression, we see them within 7 to 10 days, so that people can get that treatment going right away. Because when you have hope and you take that first step, right, you don't want to have to then wait 4, 6, 8, 12 weeks to get in and be seen.
Yeah, I find that so interesting. I'd love to talk a little bit more about that. Traditional treatment takes so long. And so I almost want to say, why is that? Because when people need help, they need help now. And it's such a sensitive topic and a sensitive area that people have to deal with. Why should they wait? That has consequences.
Yeah, I liken medications for depression kind of like walking up a hill or a mountain, right? When you first start out on that hike, you've got all that extra energy, right? And so you kind of put something into it. And when we start a new medication, often we feel that initial little bit of a difference or that change, right? But the longer you're hiking that mountain, the slower your pace gets, right? And it takes a while to reach the peak of that mountain, right? And it can become exhausting, and people quit and they say, forget it, it's not worth it. I'm sweating too much, my muscles are aching too much, right? So side effects from the medication. And they say, forget it, it's not worth it. I don't even want to see the top of the mountain anymore, right? And so our goal is with Spravato, we're going to put them on the chairlift and send them to the top of the mountain as quickly as possible, so they can see the view and get a difference immediately. right? And then they'll have the energy and the motivation to go hiking on their own.
Keep going. That was a great example. Yeah, great visual there. Okay, so this is the room, one of the rooms at least, in the special chair, and we have someone that you're going to demonstrate.
Yeah, Holly,
with.
she's on our staff, and she's
Hi.
agreed to be the guinea pig in this case. If
yes.
you want to go ahead and have a seat, Holly.
Please.
And so when people come in for treatment, normally actually this room is dark, and we have nebula lights going on,
Okay.
right? Our goal is to create a relaxing environment. The nebula lights just kind of help people kind of get lost in their thoughts, right?
Yeah.
And so with Spravato, the standard treatment is you come in for depression, for example, twice a week for 4 weeks,
Okay.
once a week for 4 weeks, and then once every other week for 4 weeks. And a significant portion of people are done with treatment at that time. Some
That
people have to
12-week
continue on,
time frame,
depending on what's going on, the severity, or they did amazing and they want to continue to stay in that range. So, but when people come in, they're here for about 2 hours because this is what's called a REMS controlled medication. And so we have to report vital signs within 7 days of treatment to show that people are responding well. So it's got strong safety data behind it, 6+ years of data that shows us it's safe, not only for initial treatment, but even longer term treatment. And so they come in, and in the box, we have 3 devices, 2 or 3 devices depending on the dose that look like this.
Okay.
And so what folks are going to do is they're going to just spray this themselves into their nostril.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so Miss Holly here will give us an example. Staff will be in the room with them. We give the doses and guide the timing.
Okay.
And so they'll take the first spray and insert and spray into the nose, and they'll immediately spray into the other nostril. And then Miss Holly's doing a great job in keeping her head straight, right? Because we want as much of that to stay in the nasal cavity as possible. And so we'll start a timer, and then 5 minutes later, they get their second dose, right?
Okay.
And so that's the 56 milligram dose. And then if they're getting the highest dose, 84 milligrams, 5 minutes after that spray, we'll give them a third one of these, right?
Okay.
And the milligram is really dependent upon a couple things. One, we always start with 56, the lower dose, in some populations, even maybe just one sprayer. And then we assess their response to determine whether or not we need to go to the higher dose. Not everybody does, right? And we have that flexibility that if the higher doses may be too much, right, as they begin to respond, then we can always back them down to 56. The goal is that they get their treatment, complete it, and get all the way through. So we're going to do anything we can to make that possible.
Wow, and then after, so you say it's a 2-hour time frame, but once they get the nasal injections, how long do they sit here and kind of let the medicine take place?
Yep, so the nasal sprays, all in all, you're here for about 2 hours. So when you come in, we get your initial set of vitals. We come in and we do your sprays. And then at the 40-minute mark, that's where we can see blood pressure creep up a little bit. So we want to make sure that your blood pressure is doing okay and you're doing okay. We'll come in at 40 minutes and recheck your vitals.
Right.
And then you just kind of hang out again till that 2-hour mark. And then after 2 hours, you're going to be free to go. Now, this is kind of like surgery, right? They wouldn't give you anesthesia and then let you drive yourself
Right.
home, right? And so remember, esketamine is half of ketamine, which is anesthesia. And so people can still be a little bit sedated, or what I joke around and call drunk walking, right? And so we definitely don't want them getting behind the wheel. And so they do have to have somebody to drive them home, whether that's a friend, family member, or even Uber or Lyft or something like that is possible. But you can't get on your bike or your car or anything like that and take yourself home.
Okay.
And we support them. We create a comfortable environment. We have fans, we have neck cooling fans, heating apparatus for the people that want to really control their temperature. We have a call light system that goes to them with no sound, so staff know to come help and assist. And
You have snacks.
well, yep, we have Jolly
goodies.
Ranchers and Starbursts, and the reason why is some of this can sometimes drip down the back of the throat, and I've been told it's not the best tasting stuff in the world, so we have candies to help people be able to get rid of that taste.
Yeah. That is so awesome. Well, that's so great that you're offering this, and that was great to learn more about it. So thank you. If someone is interested in looking into this treatment and learning more from you, where should they go?
They can go to vikingpsychiatry.com or vikingpsych.net to make it easy. And they're also welcome anytime during our business hours. They're welcome to stop in, get a free warm cookie, and one of our staff will make themselves available to talk to them a little bit and see about getting them set up for an appointment.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Sean.
Appreciate you coming by.
And if you would like more information about Viking Psychiatry, we'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry.
Follow follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
Wake up with us on WANE 15's First News every weekday morning.
We'll bring you the local news you need to start your day.
Stay with CBS Mornings at 7 on WANE 15.
We've got the overnight breaking news and in-depth reporting.
And uplifting stories to start your day off right.
Then at 9, watch Living Local 15 with Jessica Williams. Hey, Jessica.
We're talking food, fun, and everything going on in Northeast Indiana.
First News, CBS Mornings.
And then Living Local 15.
A great way to start your day.
Every day.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Hi, I'm Jessica Williams, host of Living Local 15, covering food, fashion, and everything fun in Northeast Indiana. Watch weekday mornings at 9 as we explore the community and I introduce you to some of my new favorite places. Where will I go next? Well, you'll have to watch and see, but I want to know, where do you recommend I go?
Watch Living Local 15 with Jessica Williams, weekdays at 9 on WANE 15, and catch past episodes on WANE.com.
Well, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, you can always catch up on episodes and segments of Living Local 15 by going to WANE.com, downloading the WANE app, and also checking us out on YouTube. And I'll leave you with this. It's never too late to live your best life, so start living it today. And I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.